Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, the high judges. Thank you for coming to this presentation. I'm glad to see you all. In this opportunity, I would like to present my final project research. The title is Dynamic Analysis of Gearbox Driver Ganti Crane SWL 10 ton Case Study in PT Inca. Before I begin to present my final project proposal, let me introduce myself. My name is Zaky Maliky. I'm from study program of Design and Manufacture Engineering, Class B, and my NRV is 0617040035. Introduction. Along with development of the time, the industry itself requires a lift that can help facilitate the process of lifting and moving item. Crane is a lift that is often used in moving goods indoor or buildings. Ganti crane is a type of braid crane whose legs can move horizontal on the rail or a pair of rails installed on the work floor. A gantry crane consists of several electric motors, namely a drum drive motor, a trolley drive motor, and a motor drive that drives the overall contraction of a gantry crane. Motor located of the engine carriage. At this time, there was a breakdown in the gantry crane in the gearbox which resulted in the gear and pinion being jammed, which resulted in the gantry crane being unable to move horizontal. Based off the background explanation above, research problem rise in the final project based are above. How is the power transmission on gantry crane will drive? How is the load capacity fatigue life on the gear and pinion contained in the system? What are the alternative recommendations for gear and pinion based on the size and type of material? The purpose of writing this thesis is as follows: to find out the power transmission mechanism of gantry crane drive, to determine the load capacity and fatigue life of the gear and pinion contained in the transmission system, and to get alternative gear or and pinion recommendation based on the size and of a type of material. With the holding of the research, the significant outer aspects are knowing the power transmission mechanic on the gantry crane wheel drive, and know about the estimate technical strength of the component, and support data for the maintenance and replace of the gearbox on the gantry crane. To get a result, there are direct focus and goals on the problem does not extend out of the main discussion so that I can direct on target. The problem is limited to the load as the maximum load. Analyze on only one of the gearbox on the gantry and truck crane. The crane test equipment are considered safe and calibrated. Unstudied parameter and factor are held constant. Only analyze first and second gear on the gearbox. What's the meaning? Gears and the pinion on the gearbox. Review of related literature. For analyzing the structure strike, I will ask fan animated analysis based on final method theory. VA introduces the use of mesh generation technique as you can. See is the slide for driving a complex problem into small elements as well as they use software program coded with FEM algorithm. In the applying via, the complex problem is usually the physical system with the underlying physical charge and the Bernoulli beam equation, the Hell equation, or the never stop equates explained in the PDA or integral equation will the defeat small element of the complex problem. Research differed are in the physical system. The smaller the number input when beginning mesh creation, the more accurate result will be, but the longer it takes to complete the meshing process. I will analyze the stack using software auto-diffusion, and next, the next chapter is the will be discuss a review of related literature. So the context is about a fatigue life analysis. First thing is, what is a fatigue life? Fatigue life is a number of stress cycle the material or structure can handle before the failure. Some method can be used to calculate the fatigue life, but the research we will ask the simple fatigue life assessment. Basically, the concept of simple fatigue life sums to calculate the cumulative damage of the structure. Cumulative damage of the structure. The cumulative damage of the structure can be calculated using Faulkner-Miner law. Say, says if the value of cumulative damage is more than 1, the structure can be or had to be redesigned. Research methodology. Okay, the research steps for the final project based off a research flow chart according to the method used to get maximum result as follows. Sorry. The first thing to do is start the workshop observation and problem identification is so in chapter 1. The second step is a file study with include data collection related to the object of the final project. The third step is the step of processing the data and has been objective from raw data to fine data. The data collected are uh, data primary gear and finances and data secondary drive motor specification. The fourth stage in the stage of processing the data that has been obtained, from which the power transmission mechanism is similar of gantry crane and carrier. And the fifth stage is holding stick on the gear starting from the movement of inertia to obtain the bending stress of the gear. The sixth step of the meshing operation process, meshing setting meshing. And the seventh stage, the configures test on why to determine the correct element size in the finite element calculation so that the analysis result can produce valid value. If you in the finite element calculation so that the analysis result can produce valid, if you can find one, move on to the next step, and if you don't meet, go back to the missing process. The next step to find of the moment stress and maximum stress that occurs by paying attention to the data obtained by using the problem function in the analysis software. It is necessary to do voltage to the stress analysis and notice test the 9 steps to determine a fatigue life of a conclusion is necessary necessary to compare the GM valve of a design life GL. 10. In the 10th step, the research will make alternative recommendation for the gear and pinion that be installed by adding size and material option. Research schedule. The following is the schedule for planning the implementation of research that will be carried out the making this tool. The secondary is need to find out the what activity will be carried out so the that they can be carried optimally. As you can see on the slide is a reference and I use it. Thank you very much for your attention, critics at 5. Thank you.